Hi, welcome to Duelist Throne. My name is Kizu Raichi. 40 years ago, the personal computer changed the world by putting powerful tools into human hands. Today, NVIDIA believes another transformation is beginning. What started as a graphics company is now introducing a vision of computing built around a single idea, intelligence living beside the user, not somewhere far away in the cloud. At the center of that vision is RTX Spark, a compact superchip that unites CPU, GPU, AI acceleration, and massive unified memory into one system. But the hardware is only part of the story. The real ambition is a computer that understands context, assists with complex work, helps create, researches, designs, renders, and learns alongside its owner. A machine no longer defined by launching applications, but by collaborating through intelligent agents. Whether that future arrives exactly as promised remains to be seen. Yet the significance of this moment is difficult to ignore. Just as smartphones transformed what a phone could be, RTX Spark represents a bold attempt to redefine what a personal computer can become in the age of AI. For 40 years, the personal computer has been a familiar companion launching applications, opening files, waiting for commands. But every era reaches a moment when familiar tools become something more. RTX Spark begins with that idea, not a faster PC but a different one. Inside a single chip, decades of engineering converge. AI acceleration, gaming power, creative performance, and massive unified memory working as one. Yet the real story is not the hardware. It is the vision behind it. A computer that understands context, works alongside you, and helps transform ideas into finished results at the speed of imagination. A system where creating a film, designing a building, training an AI model, or playing the latest game no longer feels like separate worlds. Some will see a processor, others will see another product launch. But the deeper message is that personal computing is evolving again. Just as the smartphone changed what a phone could be, RTX Spark represents a new question. What happens when your computer stops being only a tool and starts becoming an intelligent partner? A new spark has entered the world of computing, not as just another machine, but as a vision of what the personal computer could become. The RTX Spark laptops represent a shift where power, intelligence, and creativity are brought together in one seamless platform. With advanced graphics, massive unified memory, and AI capabilities built into the foundation, these devices are designed to move beyond traditional computing. The screen is no longer just a window for applications, it becomes a gateway to creation, discovery, and intelligent assistance. From immersive gaming worlds to professional creative workflows and local AI experiences, the computer begins to feel less like a tool and more like a partner. Yet the true transformation is not only measured by speed or specifications, it is found in the possibility of a future where technology understands, adapts, and helps people turn imagination into reality faster than ever before. The next era of personal computing begins with a single spark. For 40 years, the personal computer has been a tool. We clicked icons, opened applications, typed commands, and waited for machines to respond. But every technological era reaches a moment when the old definition no longer fits the future. On a dark stage, a giant laptop towers above the audience, not as another computer, but as a symbol of a new ambition. NVIDIA calls it RTX Spark, yet the real story is larger than a chip. It is the belief that the PC is evolving from a device that follows instructions into a companion that understands intent. A machine that can create, research, design, render, and assist alongside us. At its heart is an extraordinary fusion of AI, graphics, memory, and computing power, built to bring capabilities once reserved for data centers onto a personal device. But the true vision is not faster benchmarks or prettier specifications. It is a future where intelligent agents work continuously in the background, helping transform ideas into reality at the speed of imagination. Whether that future arrives exactly as promised remains to be seen. Yet one thing is certain, this is not being presented as the next laptop. It is being presented as the first chapter of a new era of personal computing. It started with a spark, not just a new chip, but a new vision for what a personal computer could become. The tiny architecture beneath the surface represents years of engineering brought together, powerful graphics, intelligent processing, and memory working as one. RTX Spark is not simply about making laptops faster. It represents a shift toward machines that can create, understand, and assist. With its fusion of CPU, GPU, and AI capabilities, this platform challenges the old boundaries between a computer and a companion. It brings advanced creation tools, gaming experiences, and local intelligence into a single device designed for the next generation of computing. But the true transformation is not only measured in cores or performance, it is measured by how technology changes the relationship between humans and their machines. The computer is evolving from a tool we command into a partner that helps us imagine, build, and explore. The future of personal computing has begun. At first glance, it looks like a chip, a slab of silicon suspended in darkness, etched with impossible precision, glowing with the geometry of human ambition. But beneath the circuits lies something far larger than hardware. Every pathway, every microscopic structure represents decades of accumulated knowledge, failures transformed into breakthroughs, and ideas refined across generations. For 40 years, the personal computer has been a tool we commanded. We clicked, typed, launched applications, and waited for machines to respond. Now, a new vision is emerging, one where computing no longer merely obeys instructions but actively collaborates with us. The boundaries between creation, intelligence, and computation begin to dissolve into a single integrated system. This chip symbolizes more than speed, graphics, or artificial intelligence. It represents a turning point, a moment when computing shifts from executing tasks to understanding intent, from processing information to helping shape possibilities. Every technological revolution begins as a spark, an idea others dismiss as impossible. Then, slowly, that spark becomes a platform, a movement, and eventually a new reality. Looking at this silicon masterpiece, you are not just seeing a processor. You are witnessing the first glimpse of what the next era of personal computing may become. It began with a spark, not merely a new chip, but a challenge to everything we thought a personal computer could be. For decades, the PC was a tool we commanded through clicks, windows, and endless applications. Now, a different vision emerges, a machine that does more than respond. It understands, assists, learns, and works beside us. At its center is a fusion of immense computing power, CPU, GPU, memory, and AI woven together into a single intelligence engine. Yet the real story is not the hardware, it is the possibility. A computer that can help design a home from a sketch, accelerate creativity from idea to finished work, power immersive games, and run sophisticated AI models locally instead of relying entirely on distant servers. Like the smartphone transformed the meaning of a phone, this moment hints at a transformation of the PC itself. The question is no longer how much faster a computer can become. It is whether the computer can evolve from a tool we use into a partner that helps us create, explore, and imagine at the speed of thought. For decades, the personal computer has been a tool we command, opening applications, typing instructions, and waiting for results. But a new chapter is emerging, where the computer begins to understand, assist, and act alongside us. Inside this sleek machine lies a vision of the future, a device powered by extraordinary computing strength, bringing gaming, creativity, and artificial intelligence together in one platform. With advanced graphics, massive unified memory, and local AI capabilities, it represents a shift from simply using a computer to collaborating with one. The road ahead is not only about faster processors or sharper visuals, it is about redefining what a personal computer can become, a trusted partner that helps design, create, solve problems, and transform ideas into reality. The next generation of computing is no longer just about machines that respond. It is about machines that help us imagine what comes next. For decades, the personal computer was a tool we opened, clicked, and commanded. Beneath every breakthrough sat an invisible promise: more power, more possibility, more freedom to create. Now, hidden inside a machine no thicker than a notebook, that promise is being rewritten. At the heart of RTX Spark is a single, tightly woven system where CPU, GPU, memory, and AI work as one. But the real story is not the silicon, it is the idea behind it. A computer that no longer waits for instructions one step at a time, but can understand goals, assist with complex work, accelerate creativity, and help turn imagination into results at the speed of thought. Designs, videos, simulations, games, and AI models that once demanded specialized hardware now converge inside a new generation of personal computing. Questions remain, and the future is never guaranteed, yet moments like this arrive only rarely, not because a faster chip appears, but because a familiar machine begins to evolve into something entirely new. For decades, the personal computer has followed the same familiar formula: we open applications, click buttons, type commands, and do the work ourselves. But hidden inside this small piece of silicon is a glimpse of a different future. What looks like an ordinary chip represents something much larger: a computer designed not just to respond, but to understand, assist, and act. CPU, GPU, memory, and AI acceleration are fused into a single system, blurring the lines that once separated processing, creativity, gaming, and intelligence. The intricate patterns etched across its surface resemble a miniature city, a reminder that modern innovation is built from countless ideas layered together over time. The real story is not about faster benchmarks or more cores. It is about a shift in what a computer can be. Just as phones evolved from communication tools into digital companions, the PC may be beginning a similar transformation. The question is no longer whether machines can help us think, create, and solve problems. The question is how much of that future we are willing to welcome into our everyday lives. Beneath a sheet of transparent glass and circuitry, a new idea is taking shape. At first glance, it looks like a machine. But look closer, and it feels more like a crossroads, a moment where decades of computing, creativity, and human ambition converge into a single spark. For years, computers have been tools we command. We click, type, open applications, and tell them what to do. Yet this vision suggests something different. The glowing pathways beneath the surface symbolize intelligence flowing freely between hardware, software, and human intention, dissolving boundaries that once defined what a personal computer could be. What makes this moment significant is not raw power alone. It is the belief that the next generation of computing will not merely process instructions but actively assist, create, learn, and collaborate. Gaming, design, research, communication, and artificial intelligence begin to merge into one continuous experience. Every technological revolution starts with a simple idea. This image captures that instant, the quiet beginning before transformation becomes reality. Not just a faster computer, but the possibility of redefining the relationship between people and the machines that serve them. It began with a spark, not just a new chip, but a challenge to an idea that had remained largely unchanged for decades. For years, the personal computer was a tool we operated. We clicked, typed, launched applications, and waited for results. But now the machine itself is being asked to evolve. Beneath a sleek surface, processor, graphics, memory, and artificial intelligence converge into a single system, erasing boundaries that once separated them. The goal is not merely faster performance. It is a computer that understands context, assists with creation, accelerates imagination, and works alongside its user instead of simply responding to commands. Designs take shape faster. Complex creative projects flow more naturally. Massive AI models move from distant data centers onto personal devices. Gaming, content creation, and intelligent assistants begin to share the same foundation. Whether this vision fulfills its promise remains to be seen. Yet the significance is difficult to ignore. Every technological era has a moment when familiar tools become something more. This feels less like another hardware launch and more like the opening chapter of a new kind of personal computing. For decades, personal computing evolved through faster processors, better graphics, and thinner devices. But every so often, a platform appears that tries to redefine what a computer actually is. RTX Spark feels like one of those moments. On paper, the numbers are impressive. A 20-core ARM CPU, a Blackwell GPU with 6,144 CUDA cores, up to 108 gigabytes of unified memory, and AI performance measured in petaflops. Yet the real story isn't the hardware, it's the vision behind it. NVIDIA and Microsoft are betting that the next generation of PCs won't simply run applications. They'll run intelligent agents that can understand context, assist with creative work, automate complex tasks, and work alongside us in ways traditional software never could. That ambition is both exciting and controversial. It promises a future where gaming, content creation, AI, and everyday computing converge into a single platform. Whether RTX Spark becomes a revolution or just another experiment remains uncertain. But one thing is clear, NVIDIA isn't trying to build a faster laptop. It's trying to redefine the role of the personal computer for the age of AI. It began with a simple idea. What if the personal computer could be reinvented for the age of AI? Not as another laptop with slightly better specs, but as a new kind of machine built around intelligence, creativity, and performance working together. At the heart of that vision is RTX Spark, a platform that combines a powerful ARM-based CPU, Blackwell graphics, massive unified memory, and dedicated AI acceleration into a single design. But the story is bigger than the hardware. NVIDIA is betting that the next evolution of computing won't be defined by launching applications and managing Windows. Instead, intelligent agents will help create, research, design, edit, and automate complex workflows directly on the device. What makes this moment interesting is the ambition. These systems promise gaming performance, creator-focused tools, local AI processing, and all-day efficiency in machines that remain thin and portable. Whether that vision fully succeeds remains to be seen, but the goal is clear. Transform the PC from a tool we operate into a partner that actively helps us think, create, and get work done. For years, powerful laptops forced a choice: carry a heavy machine for serious work or accept compromises for the sake of portability. This small table tells a different story. Hidden behind a modest 18 to 45 watt power envelope is a chip with 12 CPU cores, 2560 CUDA cores, modern PCIe connectivity, and enough unified memory to tackle demanding workloads without pretending to be a giant. What makes it interesting is not the biggest numbers in the lineup. It is the balance. This medium-tier RTX Spark feels like the point where performance stops chasing excess and starts chasing practicality. A machine that can create, play, and run AI without demanding a massive chassis or draining a battery in hours. The real message is bigger than a specification sheet. Progress is not always about building the most powerful computer imaginable. Sometimes the future arrives by making extraordinary capability fit into ordinary life, proving that the next revolution in computing may not belong to extremes, but to the systems people can actually carry with them every day. At first glance, the numbers seem modest. This lower-tier RTX Spark configuration carries just 10 CPU cores, 2048 CUDA cores, and a power envelope of only 18 to 45 watts. On paper, it looks like the smallest member of the family, the version many people might overlook. But that misses the bigger story. What makes RTX Spark significant is not a single specification, it is the idea behind it. NVIDIA is betting that the future of personal computing is no longer defined by separate parts fighting for resources, but by a tightly integrated system built for AI, creation, gaming, and everyday work at the same time. Even this entry-level version inherits that vision. The goal is not simply to make a faster laptop. The goal is to transform the PC into something more capable, more aware, and more useful, an always available assistant that can create, research, render, learn, and help without depending entirely on the cloud. For NVIDIA, this is not just another chip launch. It is the first step in a much larger attempt to redefine what a personal computer becomes in the age of AI.